Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod Science classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 10th December 2021. So in this lecture, now let us try to see the overview of newspaper and let us try to tick mark which are the important articles which are relevant to UPSC point of view, and later on we are going to see the discussion of some important articles. So first topic in this page number 1 here is about India pays homage to first CDS wife and 11 other crash victims. Okay, so this event we discussed in our yesterday's lecture, right? So if you want, you can go to this article. So here you need to focus on what is the CDS, already we discussed in our yesterday's lecture. And let us move on to next page. Okay, so in this next page you have to see your state related current affairs, if at all, which is important from UPSC point of view, like any schemes or any reports regarding your state. Okay, and next, here in this south page I found one important article that is relevant from UPSC, that is regarding this bird flu. Bird flu is also called as avian influenza. Okay, so because of this avian influenza, which is mainly causes much losses for these farmers, especially who are having this poultry, right? So you are going to discuss what is avian influenza, what are the threats, and why there is repeated occurrence of this avian influenza, that you need to know. So this will be important from our science and technology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And there is also one more article which is important in this news, that is regarding campaign to save this Chamundi Hills. So let me know in which state this Chamundi Hills is located. And actually this campaign, it is mainly to stop government related some new projects in this area. So whenever we are coming up with this new projects in its hilly regions or any ecological sensitive area means, so it will be having some bad impact on ecology, climate, and as well as biodiversity in that area. So here we can relate this topics with movements like Chipko movement as well, right? So because of this, you need to know where are these Chamundi Hills are located, and you have to remember this article such that you can add a case study or an example regarding this movements. And if you see next paper, it is our editorial page. So in this editorial page, there are 4 articles. So out of these, 3 are important. So first one is regarding children and schooling in the post COVID-19 era, right? So in this COVID-19, what happened? So due to this imposition of abrupt lockdown, so most of the schools have been shut down. Very recently schools had been opened, but parents, they are not accepting for sending their children to schools actually in some areas. So here this article mainly saying that yes, because of this COVID-19, that led to wide range of disruptions in education. So how can we address those challenges? So that is the thing which is nicely given in this article, and it is giving some new perspective as well. So this article will be important from our education, which mainly comes under GS paper 2, and this article will be important from your mains. And here this topic is about again our CDS death, that is Bipin Rawat death. And this article says that what are the plans which are laid by this Bipin Rawat. So it is very important now, and it is most relevant in this situation because across LAC we are seeing military standoff, and even we are having aggressive Pakistan on another side. So in this context, we should not keep this post vacant. So as soon as possible, government need to fill this post. So this is the thing which mainly said in this article. So this will be important from our governance point of view. And next topic is about Omicron shadow. So this is regarding this RBI monetary policy. So we are going to see this topic in a very great detail. So this will be important from our economy, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And if you move on to next page, that is op-ed page. So here we have this type of article every Friday. Okay, so this article which is mainly talking about Omicron variant make a case of booster dose or not. So here you need to focus on what is this Omicron variant. We discussed number of times, and you have to focus on this booster dose. So what is this booster dose? Means after taking 2 doses of vaccines, okay, after taking 2 doses of this COVID-19 vaccine, again we are giving one more dose. Okay, this one more extra dose is called as booster dose. So this will be given especially for immunocompromised patients and even some vulnerable people, such that can decrease the transmission of this disease. right? So this is about this topic, and if you want you can read, but most of the things of this article we already dealt in our earlier lectures. You can revise those. Okay, and this is the one infographic that you can see regarding this inflation. Okay, so prices of vegetables are very high in the market. So we are covering this article in our editorial session regarding this RBI monetary policy. And next topic is about black box recovered, air chief visits crash site. So here this black box, it is very important. If at all any helicopter crash is happening, means what happened, so in that helicopter there is a one device, that is a black box. So this black box mainly records the voices what they are talking about. So if this black box it is recovered, and if you are extracting the what is the information which is present in that black box, we might be getting some clue regarding what happened, what are the sequence of events that happened during this crash of this helicopter. So in this way this black box is very important, and you have to know about this black box that is mainly located in this helicopters, and this will be useful for getting some information, right? And the next one here is regarding more cyclones in Arabian Sea recently. So if you are talking about coast of India, we are having a long coast about 7,000 kilometers, and here we have this Bay of Bengal, here we have this Arabian Sea. Normally what happened, Bay of Bengal, normally in normal situations we can see the more number of cyclones are mainly seen in this Bay of Bengal, but the recent trend says that there is increasing of cyclones in Arabian Sea. So whenever cyclones are happening in Arabian Sea, whenever they are moving towards our west coast, that will be hitting mainly Maharashtra and as well as Gujarat coast. So this is the thing which mainly said here, and now we are going to see this article in a very detail, right? And next one, it is about no peace with AFSPA. So regarding this AFSPA, yesterday and day before yesterday and 2 days back we discussed about this topic. So this is a very important, and I also discussed what is this NSC and IM, okay, Isaac Mubaya, okay, right? So you have to revise that. And next one is bills to extend tenure of this ED and CBI chiefs passed in Lok Sabha. So in a earlier lecture we studied about the tenure of this ED and CBI, which is mainly going to be increased, and that is mainly done to the ordinance. And now here this bill mainly passed in Lok Sabha in this winter session. So here you need to revise about what is this bill talking about, right? And next topic, it is about new paper offers ways to curb suicides. So recently NCRB came with one report regarding this suicides, that mainly says that there is increasing of suicide of young generation. And here the one important new paper by Lancet which made release, like how to curb these suicides. So this article, it is very important from our health point of view and even society point of view, which mainly comes under GS paper too. And apart from this, in this world paper I didn't find much important news here. And if you go to business paper, there is one article regarding this retail inflation. India's retail inflation likely to accelerate in month of November. So in month of November there is increasing of retail inflation, that is consumer price which mainly increased, right? If you are comparing with October month, in November month there is increasing of retail inflation. So these are some articles that we are going to discuss in this lecture, okay? And now let us try to see some important topics, okay? So this is our index as usual. So we are going to discuss 7 topics. So first one is regarding bird flu, second one is regarding more cyclones, and third one is how to curb the suicide according to this Lancet report, and about retail inflation, children, okay, children and their school education in this post COVID-19 period. And next one is about our RBI monetary policy, and later on we are going to talk about the CDS. So these are the 7 topics that we are going to discuss in this lecture. So let's get started with our discussion, and let us try to see the first topic. It is about bird flu. Bird flu triggers alert in Alafuza. Okay, so here this article mainly talking about this bird flu. So here you need to understand what is this bird flu and what will be the impact of this bird flu. And next one is you need to know about why there is continuously we are seeing this bird flu is in news. So what might be the reasons for this continuous occurrence of this bird flu? So these are some important dimensions that you need to address regarding this topic. So now let us try to see context. If you see context, it mainly says that in Alafuza or Alleppey, So this district was put on alert after outbreak of bird flu. So outbreak of bird flu mainly confirmed in this Kunnuma South in this Alappuzha district. So because of this, it is mainly under alert now. So if you're talking about some facts regarding this bird flu, or this is also called with another name, that is avian influenza. Avian means nothing but belongs to birds, and flu. Okay, in birds we can see flu, that is avian influenza. So it is one of the highly contagious viral disease. So it is not a bacterial or it is not a parasite. It is by a virus. Okay, it is a viral disease which mainly affects variety of birds. For example, if you see, wild birds will be affected, and as well as poultry birds will be affected. In this poultry, we can talk about ducks, hens, etc. Right? And one important common strain of the virus that mainly causes severe respiratory disease in bird is H5N1 virus. It is H5N1 virus. However, the other strains includes H7N1 virus, H8N1, H5N8. They are also one of the important cause for this bird flu. So if you're talking about what are the reasons for the frequent occurrence of this bird flu, so first one is we need to talk about source. So here the wild birds will be the one of the important natural reservoirs of the bird flu virus here. Okay, whenever these wild birds, they will come in contact with our domestic birds, and that will leads to this bird flu. And one more important reason here is migratory birds. So these migratory birds, they will be having different flyways, and they will be coming from one continent to another continent. So whenever they are in migration, that is movement, then what happens, they will come and they will stop in different sites, and they will be having food, and as well as they will be having water. So in this way, here also migratory birds, they are an important cause for this transmission of this bird flu. And next one is migration of virus. So migratory birds from far away countries in the northern hemisphere, such as Mongolia, Kazakhstan, they are said to have brought a virus into India. So this is also one important reason. And if you're talking about next reason, it is about destination. According to this World Health Organization, more than half of the world's bird flu incidents, they take place in this Central Asian flyway. So as I said, there are a number of flyways. So you have to do research, and we already discussed about this. How many different types of flyways are present for this migratory birds. So actually in this Central Asian flyway, so this is one of the important cause for this virus incidents. And this one is man-made reasons also present here. WHO also believes that continuous growth in this poultry farming under poor sanitary conditions. So whenever we are growing this poultry in a very poor sanitary conditions, means that will also leads to sustaining the virus, and as well as that will lead to the multiple infections that mainly seen here. So these are the some important reasons for this recent occurrence or recurrence of this bird flu. And if you're talking about threats, they can be divided into two types. First one is threat to humans. Second one is human economic impact. So if we're talking about this threat to humans, so the viral strain H5N1 has a history of spreading over to humans from birds. Okay. So whenever people, for example, let us take, there is a poultry farm. Okay. So there is a poultry farm. In this poultry farm, the people who mainly working here. So whenever the people, they are going for feeding or giving some feed, or to change the water, or to clean that area here. So in this way, whenever humans are going and they are coming in contact with this hens or any poultry, so from this poultry also human have the chances to transfer this virus. So this is because of this we can see there is a threat to humans. And apart from this, there will be also economic impact. So why economic impact? Because in response to this bird flu outbreak, it is a containment strategy here. Okay, whenever this birds, they are getting this bird flu, means they will go for culling. Culling means nothing but they will hold the neck of this hens or poultry, and they will be breaking that spinal thing, so that will leads to death of these animals. So because of this, it will leads to huge distress to the farmers. So this is about this topic, and now let us try to see next topic. It is about more cyclones. More cyclones in Arabian Sea. Recently, Minister tells Rajya Sabha. So Minister says that there are more cyclones in Arabian Sea. So actually here we can connect this topic with the geography first of all. because in geography we are having one important topic like cyclones and anticyclones in our geography static syllabus. So here whenever cyclones it is coming in the news means you need to know about what are these cyclones. You need to have a basic idea regarding what is a cyclone and when these cyclones are formed, that means what will be the favorable conditions of formation of these cyclones, and you need to know about what are the difference between the cyclones which are occurring in the Bay of Bengal and as well as Arabian Sea. Okay, so these are some important dimensions that you need to know, that will be important from your geography point of view. So now let us try to see what is saying in this article. So if we are talking about context, it mainly says that the frequency of very severe cyclonic storms has increased in recent years. Okay, in recent years there is increasing of severity in these cyclonic storms. So if we are talking about details, it mainly says that even though there is increasing of cyclonic conditions in this Arabian Sea, okay, so it is having some threat to western coast like Maharashtra and as well as Gujarat. But what happened, landfall which is not happening in this Gujarat and Maharashtra, but the landfall which is mainly happening in this Oman and as well as Yemen. So because of this we can see there is less impact that is seen on this western coast of India. Okay, the number of cyclones and as well as stations, they reporting that very few and extremely heavy rainfall events, they have increased in recent years. So in the recent years there is increasing of rainfall events, and as well as we are seeing that there is a number of cyclones that are mainly formed in this region, that is also increasing here. Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said here. And if you are talking about a very severe cyclone, so when we can call it as a very severe cyclone means whenever the wind speed which mainly touching more than 220 kmph, that is 220 kilometers per hour, and this is called as extremely severe cyclones. And if you are talking about what is the coastal vulnerability to these cyclones, so if you are drawing the coast of India, we are having this west coast and as well as east coast. So here we have this Bay of Bengal and here we have this Arabian Sea. So whenever these cyclones are formed in the Bay of Bengal, because of the influence of the winds, so they will be moving in this direction and they will be hitting this coast. So recently Cyclone Jawad, which mainly affected this Andhra coast and as well as Odisha coast, and recently there are many cyclones which mainly hit at this West Bengal and as well as Kolkata, West Bengal, and as well as here Odisha coast. In this area it mainly having some impact. So if you are talking about Arabian Sea, because of winds mainly moves in this direction, so this cyclone which is mainly carried away here, so that they will be doing landfall in this Oman or Yemen mostly. But whenever there is a returning of this cyclone is happening means that will cause this landfall which is mainly seen in this Indian coast. So whenever this landfall which is happening on this Indian coast, that will leads to huge amount of rainfall and as well as some destruction in this area in this western coast. Okay, and whenever there is increasing of frequency of cyclones over this Arabian Sea, which has not posed a corresponding increase in the coastal vulnerability along with the western coast, since most of such cyclones forming over Arabian Sea, they were making landfall over the coast of Oman and as well as Yemen, etc. So because of this there is a threat to Gujarat and as well as Maharashtra coast which remains same. Okay, so this article mainly says that because of increasing the number, that is because of increasing the frequency of cyclones in this Arabian Sea, so normally it is not posing much threat for this coastal vulnerability, especially regarding this west coast. But what happened whenever there is a landfalls or landfalls which is mainly done in this western coast here, that will leads to high amount of destructions in this Gujarat and Maharashtra. And if you are talking about further more details, it mainly says that around 60 to 80% of cyclones which are mainly developing over this North Indian Ocean, they are mainly comprising Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea, and they are causing exclusively loss for the life and as well as property in that area. Okay, and especially some coastal areas like West Bengal, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry, they were much more prone to the impact of these cyclones. And if you are talking about impact, so Minister mainly says that the number of deaths which are mainly caused because of the cyclones, that had been significantly decreased. So why there is significantly decreased? Because of improvement of early warning system or early warning skill of IMD and as well as Ministry of Earth Sciences. And because of this early warning system, your governments are mainly taking some effective mitigation measures before itself. So because of this, there is decreasing of deaths due to the cyclones. So this is gist of this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is about new paper offers way to curb suicides. So this article mainly talking about how to curb this suicides. So before that, we need to know about what is this NCRB data which released very recently in month of October regarding this suicides. So this article will be important from our GS2 governance point of view. So now let us try to understand what is a background. So recent report of this NCRB which mainly says that suicide among the students that have been increased by 21.2%. Why in the student? Because students are undergoing much stress because of closure of their colleges, universities, schools, etc. And apart from this, they are after even completing the graduation, they are not in a condition to get the job. So because of all these reasons, suicides among the students that had been increased a lot by 21.2%. So if you're talking about in absolute numbers, daily wage earners accounted for the largest share of total suicides. They include about 37,666. And the number of suicides in 2020 was highest since 1982 and mainly increased by 11.5% as compared to 1981 data, right? And this one is suicide rate has also increased from 10.4% that's seen in year 2019 to 11.3% in year 2020. And the share of suicides may among the daily wage earners that had been doubled between 2014 and 2020. Okay, the share of suicide also had been increased or doubled. So this is the recent data I am saying. I am not saying last year data or like that. So recent in October 2021, NCRB released this data. At that time also we had a discussion regarding this topic. And now let us try to see context. If you see context, it mainly says that the Lancet mainly published broad and comprehensive policy paper. Okay, Lancet mainly published a broad and as well as comprehensive policy paper, and this paper mainly offering a range of evidence-based solutions. Okay, and these solutions they are mainly focusing on how to reduce the suicide rates in a country. Right, if you're talking about details, it mainly says that the title of this paper is the National Suicide Prevention Strategy in India, Context and Considerations for Urgent Action. So this is the paper title, right? And here this paper title which mainly hopes to get some Indians effect to evolve a suicide prevention strategy. So we need to come up with a suicide prevention strategy, and it should be as standard policy involving multiple stakeholders and as well as implementation. So regarding implementation, regarding come up with this policy, so we need multiple sectors here. So apart from this, if you're talking about suicide rates among Indian girls and women, they are very much more, and they are twice when we are comparing with that of this global rate as well. So here this paper mainly records that India reports the highest number of suicide deaths in India. So in India, we are seeing there is a highest number of suicide deaths. So hanging it is the most common method of suicides. Apart from this, pesticide poisoning and as well as some medicine overdose and self-immolation. So these are some important roots of suicides. And if you are talking about what might be the reasons, because I can say whenever any person who is going into depression, or whenever there is alcohol use disorders and social and cultural factors, they are also very much responsible for this suicides. So especially I went to depression, right? So because of this, I know personally like how I feel when I got depressed. So at that time nothing will come into mind, your kids, everything will not come into mind. Yes, you will be thinking like, so what is this life, I have to go to suicide. So suicide will reveal me from all the pains, all the problems, but it's not a correct decision at all. So committing the suicide is a very, very crime, right? Because whatever the hopes that your parents had made on you, and whatever the goals that you have, and what are the goals that your dependent persons or present or mainly laid in with you, that will all go into vain. So please don't commit suicide. So I want to give you a small advice here. So even though if you're not clearing this UPSC, please continuously try and put your 100%. Finally you will be in a position, to clear this UPSC. Even though if you have not cleared UPSC also, so if you are focusing on your preparation and you are giving 100%, means you will be in a better situation, okay, than you clear this UPSC. This for sure, and please keep my words in your mind. And if you're talking about key highlights, it mainly says that besides advocating short and medium strategies across the sectors, for example like agriculture, judiciary, media, education, women's health, and as well as apart from this mental health here, so the paper mainly calls for the continuation of task force. So we need to come up with a task force, especially that need to dealt with this prevention research, okay, and finally we need to come up with a roadmap. And this one is there is a need for more robust and real-time data on suicides and as well as attempted suicides. So in all these things we need to have a more robust and as well as real-time data and as well as attempted suicides. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. It is about retail inflation. So what is this retail, what is this wholesale? You have to know that. For example, let us see there is a manufacturing company, and this manufacturing company will manufacture 1000 units. So out of this 1000 units, for example 10 wholesalers, they went to this so and so manufacturing company and they got 100 units each. And after one person who is getting 100 units, so he will be going to 10 retail shops and he will be giving 10 units for each and every retail shop. For example, if I want that product, means I am going to nearby shop and I am getting that so and so product here. Okay, so whenever I am going directly to the shop and I am getting the good, that is single good here, means that is called as retailer or retail price. Whenever these 10 persons who are mainly the wholesalers, they are going to this company directly and they are getting their goods, means that will comes under this wholesale price. Okay, so this article when talking about the retail inflation, that means the consumer level. At consumer level, how much of inflation that is present, that is mainly comes under this retail inflation. So now let us try to see context. It mainly says that India's retail inflation likely accelerated. Okay, so India's retail inflation, which is slightly accelerated last month towards the upper limit of this RBI target. So RBI target range here is 4 plus or minus 2, that is 2 to 6%, and it is very much near to this 6%. So if we're talking about the details, it mainly says that the Reserve Bank of India, okay, the Reserve Bank of India, which mainly left interest rates on hold. That means it is came up with this accommodative policy. Accommodative policy means it want to boost money pumping into the market. Okay, so here on the other side we can say the consumer price inflation is at 5.1%, faster than compared to that of this 4.8% in month of October. So if realized this, it would be like within the RBI's target band, that is 2 to 6%, okay, for a fifth consecutive month. So further more details are given here is, so what might be the reasons for increasing of inflation, that is increasing of this fuel prices and also increasing of price of this LPG and as well as kerosene. So these are some important reasons that mainly contributed for increasing of prices in the market, right? And now let us try to talk about some facts regarding this inflation. Inflation means nothing but whenever there is increasing of price of goods and services in the market, that is called as inflation. And we have mainly three types of inflations, that is demand pull, cost push, and as well as built-in inflation. So demand pull means whenever there is increase in the demand for the good, there will be increase in the price. And next one is, if we are talking about this cost push inflation, means whenever there is increasing of cost for raw materials. For example, if I want to sell a bread, so to make a bread I need some raw materials, like I want sugar, I want flour, etc. I want some micro oven. So whatever the price of this sugar and as well as raw material is increasing, and automatically I will be increasing the price of this bread, so there will be inflation, right? So most commonly used indices that are consumer price index and as well as retail price index. Okay, and this one is, if you are talking about this NSO, which mainly comes under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, which mainly measures inflation. So this is about some facts regarding this inflation. And now let us try to talk about what is this consumer price index. So if you're talking about this consumer price index, so it is an index which mainly measuring retail inflation in the economy by collecting the change in the prices of most common goods and services. Okay, so whenever there is increasing of cost of services and as well as goods at consumer level, that is called as consumer price index, right? So if you're talking about the CPI, which mainly calculated by using these four important things. First one is CPI for industrial workers, CPI for agricultural laborers, CPI for rural laborers, and as well as CPI for urban non-manual employees. Okay, and here the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, which mainly completes this CPI for urban and non-manual employees, and for this industrial workers and as well as for everything, the report will be released by this Labor Bureau, which mainly comes under Ministry of Labor. So this is the gist of this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. Title says children and schooling in the post-COVID-19 era. So already you and me well known about what are the problems that are facing by children because of closure of the schools. So most of the students, they went for online education, but some students, due to this digital divide, did not have proper access to this digital gadgets. So at that time they are mainly left out of this online education. So now let us try to understand what is the other concern regarding this education in this post-COVID-19 era. So if you're talking about this article, which may be talking about children and schooling, so children's education and health, they are the two major domains in which welfare policies of modern state they are expected to support and also to enhance the family's role. So family's role is very high regarding this children's role and as well as health. But now in this COVID-19 period, in this post-COVID-19 era, so both these domains means that is children's education as well as children's health. So in these areas, what are the policies that have come up? So these policies are very weak because of low financial investment and even because of institution strength. So in the policies as well as their execution, there is considerable diversity and as well as disparity among the states. For example, if you are talking about South Indian states, so most of the times we can see fertility rate, that is TFR, which is low compared to that of this northern India. And even if you are talking about the states, so between the states also there is much disparity. So whenever the central government or union government which is coming up with one law to implement throughout the country, means it will be not possible actually because of disparity in the states. So if you're talking about children, they are peripheral concern now because due to this pandemic's deep effect, so even RTE, Right to Education Act, which was promulgated over a decade ago, which is having a breakthrough now. So apart from this, we are also having the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So this Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan also, which is not considering now in this present situation. And if you're talking about different studies, there are several recent studies which mainly shows that pandemic has left the entire system ravaged. So there is a midday meal scheme. Under this, the government schools, they started providing hot cooked meals for children. Now they are not getting this as well. So teaching mainly switched to this online mode, and it mainly left many students because of this digital divide. So apart from this, studies also shows that there is a lot of academic loss that is mainly seen, and these academic loss is also compounded, that is added by this emotional problems as well. So according to recent study by this Vipla Foundation, which mainly tracked kids of stress, okay, kids it is nothing but what are the stress which is mainly faced by these kids, and as well as what are the children, what the things they are doing, and what is the psychological impact on children as well. So here if you see, this study mainly found out that so many children, they are mainly exposed to domestic violence, and children, they started sitting before the TV and they are watching TV prolonged hours. If they are sitting in the morning, they are coming and they are switch offing the TV on night itself. And in this way, children, they are mainly addicted to digital sources of entertainment. For example, if they are having gadgets like phone or tablet or laptop, means they are not using for education, but they are using for other entertainment purposes, like using like playing online games or by using some online content, etc. Okay, so here this author mainly gave a small note regarding so how it can be the recovery plan that can be used mainly to improve education status in children. So the significant beginnings which mainly made by Tamil Nadu government came up with a one committee, that is R. Ramanujam, and he mainly asked to prepare 3-year recovery plan and a new curriculum for children. And if you're talking about the major problems that are facing by this committee, it is mainly to address it is an addictive effect of prolonged online teaching. So because of this prolonged online teaching, children they are having some addictive effect to this by this digital gadgets on mobile phones, tablets, etc. here. So devices such as smartphones induce small children into a seductive bond. Okay, this bond that cannot be easily shake off. So this is the thing which mainly said by this committee. And restoring innate desire to relate to the world physically and socially surrounding them, that will constitute a major step towards educational recovery. So in this educational recovery, we need to make first children to sit physically in the classroom, and as well as they need to be having or creating a bond socially with their classmates, with their teachers, with their schools, etc. Okay, so this will demand de-addiction from digital instruments. First we need to go for de-addiction from these digital instruments, and later on we can build on this physical and as well as social surroundings. Okay, social surrounding bonding in children. So this is just of this topic, and I hope it is at most clear. Now let us try to see the next topic is regarding Omicron shadow. So here regarding this Omicron, again there is a high tension which is happening in number of countries because of rapid transmission of these cases. But here recent articles we studied that says that the symptoms or signs and symptoms of this Omicron, it is very less, and there are no need of even taking supplementary oxygen as well. So there are some cases which are mainly studied by this South Africa. So here what happened because of this Omicron, now again we are already concerned that whether we need to go for once again lockdown. So once again lockdown is imposed in the country means what happened, that will lead to economical crisis again. So in this context, what can be the steps that can be taken by the RBI? RBI will come up with a monetary policy. So this article is regarding the latest monetary policy action of RBI. So this article will be important from our economy point of view, which mainly comes under this GS paper 3. And now let us try to talk about this topic in a very great detail. So we are talking about recent RBI's monetary policy, which said that we are going to maintain the status quo. That is, whatever the rates are present like reverse repo rate, so we are mainly continuing with that rate itself. So they said that we are going to have this accommodative monetary policy. So if we are talking about the monetary policy, we will come across two important keywords. First one is accommodative monetary policy. Second one is constrictive. So accommodative means nothing but expansionist monetary policy. That means they want to increase the money supply in the market. And if you're talking about this constrictive monetary policy, that is like how to decrease the money supply in the market. So this is the difference between this accommodative and constrictive monetary policy. And here in this latest monetary policy, RBI said that we are going for this accommodative monetary policy. Why? Because what are the key drivers are present in our economy? For example, private investment as well private consumption, they are mainly lacking momentum. Whenever there is revival of this private investment and as well as private consumption, so we can expect there will be the revival in our economy. So it is mainly not found now. So because of this, here RBI said that we are going to continue this accommodative policy, right? So but here one important cause of concern here is inflation. So we are seeing inflation in the market. So we also discussed one article regarding there is increasing of this retail price inflation or retail inflation, that is very much high. Okay, so whenever it is talking about this monetary policy, it is also need to focus on this inflation in the market as well. Okay, so here what happened, we discussed like there is decreasing of inflation month of October because of lowering of this vegetable price, and as well as government mainly decreased some duties on this import of oil from other countries, and even it said that it is going to cut this excise duty on this fuel like petrol and diesel. So because of that, we expected that there might be decreasing of inflation, but now again there is increasing of price of tomatoes in the market and even increasing the price of oil. So because of all these things, again now we are seeing there is inflation here. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see next topic. So before saying this topic, I want to make a small announcement on this platform. So if you want to clear this UPSC mains especially, so I will suggest you to join one course which is offering by Rathod's IAS. It is mains answer writing course. So here in this course you are going to learn how to write answer and how to develop answer writing skills and how to structure your answer. So we will be giving you a very limited syllabus of 2 or 3 chapters every day, every week. Okay, 2 or 3 chapters that you need to complete in that week, and every day we will be giving you one question based on that topic. So you have to write answer and you have to send back so that there will be evaluation. And we also provide you model answer. So even though if you don't know how to write the answer, so after referring this model answer, at least try to write this answer, then it will be helpful for your answer writing making as a habit. Okay, and answer writing plays an important role especially in your mains. So if you're talking about prelims, it is like a qualifying paper, and interview it is like if you are not performing well also you will be getting marks, right? But in this mains, if you are getting high marks or large or if you are getting a good score in this mains, then no one will stop you to be your name in the list, final list. Okay, this mains answer writing plays an important role here. So I will be suggesting you that please join this course, and this course is highly beneficial, and we are covering each and nook and corner of your syllabus, and we are going to complete entire syllabus of UPSC within 1 year. And we are also having essay writing practice and as well as case studies practice on Sundays. So here we are not leaving a single component which is important from your mains answer writing. So the details of this course is given in description box, so please see that once. Apart from this, we also have this prelims test series, and in this test series you will be having 30 tests, and in this 30 days you will be having GS and as well as CSAT. As you know that how much tough this year CSAT got, so you should not take any chance regarding the CSAT from this year. And in GS we are having sectional test and as well as division test and as well as full length test. So total there are 30 tests, and we also giving you PDF such that will be helpful for your reference. And there is no limit like you have to write only once or you have to write only thrice. So how many times you want to practice, you can practice those many times. That will help to boost your confidence levels as well. That will help you to understand the standards of UPSC questions, and that will help to understand how to manage time in your examination. So this is about this prelims test series, and the cost of this test series is just 5,000 rupees. And apart from this, we also have foundational course. If you want to join this foundational course, you can join this. Or if you want to take individual subjects like geography, economy, history, science and technology, international relations, like that, you can also take those individual courses. So details of this course are given in description box. And if you want to watch any free demo videos without paying, so please register in our website, and there you can watch 3 videos for free. Okay. So if you want to talk to me regarding these courses, you can call to this number 8074765513. So this is the number. If you want to talk to me directly, you can call to this number. Okay. And now let's come back and let us see this topic regarding a tragic loss. So this article which is mainly regarding to our Bipin Rawat, right? So if you're talking about this article, it mainly says that India has lost a capable and experienced military leader in a tragic death of our country's first CDS, Chief of Defence Staff, General Bipin Rawat, in a helicopter crash. So in a helicopter crash, our CDS lost his life. So General Rawat had not even completed 2 years in this CDS, but he lost his life in this Coonoor tragedy. So after completing his tenure as Army Chief on December 31st, 2019, in the next day itself, he took the role of the CDS, and many of his plans, which mainly gave India genuine tri-service operational capabilities. So because of his ability only, we got this tri-service operational capabilities. So in this situation, government should not lose time in appointing its successor to ensure that these plans should be implemented properly. Because on one side we have aggressive China, and there is military standoff at this LAC region, and there is a still belligerent Pakistan which is present on another side here. So because of this, we should not take any chance, and we should go for appointment as soon as possible here, right? So actually, if you're talking about this CDS concept, which mainly recommended by GO and group of ministers in 2000 after this Kargil war, but it took 2 decades, that is 20 years, for getting of this post. And recently in 2020, we came up with appointment of this CDS, right? So this is about this topic, and I hope it is clear. So these are the some important topics which appeared in today's newspaper. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to enroll to these courses. Thank you so much.